And do remember, the much anticipated concert has already left many fans disappointed because tickets have quickly been sold out, despite an additional show also being added to accommodate overwhelming demand. Many eager fans were unable to secure tickets. They have since appeared on a lot of resale platforms and social media, with resellers offering them at significantly inflated prices. This has also led to a lot of frustration amongst a lot of these fans, and this is what they have to say.
I logged in. I was sitting since 11:30 and I was waiting and waiting. I was waiting for that one button to turn and say book now. At 12 that didn't happen, so I was a little disappointed. And suddenly Bookmyshow started logging people out, and then people weren't able to get back in. So I was one of them. I couldn't get back in. But then I tried after some time, and the queue had already begun, and I was 80,000, and I was still having like some hope that I'd get the tickets, but unfortunately...
I just checked the other platforms and the tickets were very expensive. I just backed out.
They tried at 12:45 and they came like 700 or 800 in the queue while we were still 80,000, 70,000. So that I don't get the concept of a queue then. But then, yeah, and then one of my friends, then we did not get the ticket. It doesn't make any sense because you got the tickets for maximum 36,000, which is the lounge seats, and I'm pretty sure you did not buy it for 36,000, 6,000, 4,000, and you're selling it in not even triple, quadruple the amount, like 1 lakh. I saw a person who was selling for 1 lakh.
So one of the fans says that she saw someone selling this ticket for over 1 lakh. So that is the kind of money we are talking about. Who's responsible for a lot of this mess? Is this really political, or there is more to the story? Let's open this up with Abha Singh, who's a noted lawyer and activist on the show, along with Rizwan Siddiqui, who's also an advocate. Abha, let's begin by asking you, how do you see what has happened on the story so far? There are people who say that this is because we as a country, we as a system have not been able to regulate such illegal sales. There have been questions asked whether the aggregator itself is working in cahoots to, scale up prices and then ensure that you're not able to book on its own platform. There is a full investigation also now, Abha, underway.
Absolutely, very right that we've not been able to control these agencies that are sitting outside the country. They become intermediaries. They are not within the reach of the police in this country, because if you see, they have called the Bookmyshow owner. But the issue is, if these people are sitting outside the country, these are all WhatsApp which have been created, produced by the foreign countries. So that is one issue. Of course, in this matter, EOW Mumbai has filed an FIR against the owner of Bookmyshow, and they have called him for cheating. But in reality, this FIR should have been done by Coldplay, because ultimately it is their show which is being hijacked. It is their show which people are not getting tickets for. So these are the technicalities which I'm sure their lawyers would come to the High Court and put their case before. But right now, EOW has registered an FIR of cheating. And let me tell you, why is this a craze? It is because of you and I. People are ready to pay any amount for the tickets. Why? Is Coldplay such a big name? So it is the marketing agencies, it is the PR agencies which are creating this, which is fooling the country, which is fooling Indians who are ready to spend their hard-earned money to buy one ticket. So why only FIR against Bookmyshow? Why not FIR against the PR companies, the media agencies which are creating this shortage and creating this hype, fooling the very ethos of the Indian community?
Okay, what Abha has done, Rizwan, is she's added another interesting layer to this entire conversation. If you go on the social media, you speak to Gen Z, you speak to a lot of other people. A lot of them say we are not even aware of what Coldplay is, till they realize that, oh God, it's become such a big sensation. Apart from the Gen Z, then there is a kind of money we are talking about, the aggregator, the fraud. And what Abha said, that, has this been hyped far ahead of what possibly the Indian market deserves, or the Indian market really transacts in? Rizwan, how do you see this story?
So basically, I have a completely different take to this entire thing that is happening. The first thing being that there are a lot of gray areas. See, because if you look at the laws relating to black marketing, the laws relating to black marketing is only to do with essential commodities and essential services. You see, so black marketing relating to these essential services, commodities is something else, and to do with the show is entirely a different subject matter. Now, in a case like this, the maintainability of the FIR, is the first thing that would be questioned, Because who's the complainant, who got cheated, whether the payment was made or not made. Because see, cheating can only happen if the payment was made and the services were not delivered, right? Or things were not delivered against the promises made. But I do not see any cheating case in this. And because of the lacunas and the loopholes in the system, I do not even see whether a case filed by any law enforcement agency would be maintainable also in the first place. Now, with regards to Coldplay and their relationship with the organizer, the commercial understanding that they have with the organizer, only and only if there was an understanding that Coldplay was supposed to get a % of the sale of tickets, then this would be a case of cheating, and then Coldplay would be in a position to file a case of cheating against the organizers. Well, I do not know the exact facts of the matter. I do not know what the understanding is, commercial understanding between the organizer and the party who's going to be playing, that is Coldplay. So it is very difficult as a lawyer to, give what kind of a legal standing would this entire episode hold. But nonetheless, because of the lacunas in the system and because of these loopholes in the system, so these kind of things do happen very, very frequently, extremely, common. And, general public are affected by these kind of things, especially the young generation who wanted to be a part of the show. So this is troublesome, of course, but I see a lot of loopholes and lacunas as with regards to the laws concerning this.
Okay. Now, Rizwan and Abha, one thing that possibly could interest a lot of us and people watching the show would want to know from where did this, complaint really begin? So, there is a daily, Abha, that says, and it quotes a lawyer by the name of Amit Vyas. They say that he is the founder partner of a Mumbai law firm who was among a lakh of these fans who logs on to the Book My Show's website on September the 22nd to book tickets for the concert. But he gets logged out. Later, he also did some digging. He spoke to a lot of people and he realized that a lot of them had a similar experience. So, Abha, this is how the entire complaint gets escalated. He approaches the police and this is what leads Vyas to file a police complaint against Book My Show and other promoters of the event. But Abha, tell me something. Is this just about, adding more fuel to the fire? Will this only escalate the prices even further and encourage black marketing? You believe that this will be able to solve the problem or no?
Not at all. In fact, if you remember, on the last day of filing of the income tax, so many times the website crashes. You are not able to file your income tax and you panic. So here also, if they had given a particular time frame and millions of people go on to that, maybe it is a genuine glitch. But if the cyber security cell finds that they have manipulated the system, so that is why they've asked for that date particular, the time frame where the tickets were booked. So if the cyber security cell finds that there is some hanky-panky, then they can go ahead and lodge an FIR. But cheating, of course, who is cheated? If I'm saying I have got this ticket, I am selling for this amount, how am I cheating you? Because I have bought it, I am adding my labor to it, because I have sat on the system, I have bought the ticket, so it cannot be called cheating. In fact, you see so many IPL tickets are black marketed, police does an FIR, but what happens in the court? And black marketing, as my learned friend said, is for essential commodities. Where is this ticket? An essential commodity. So, there are lots of loopholes in the law, but the very fact is if Coldplay is silent about it, then a person who's booking on website, it is very difficult, very far-fetched to say that because I could not book my ticket, it is a criminal offense.
Okay, Rizwan, why don't you take that point a little ahead? Ticket scalping is a real concern, not just of this concert. I think number of these concerts that we've spoken about, also about, a lot of these World Cup matches that have raised similar concerns. But do we as a country, as, a system, have the wherewithal to deal with it?
See, despite having 4,300 acts in India, around about 4,300 state and central acts, you'll always find lacunas, loopholes, and, situations where new acts have to be introduced. Now, if you look at the entire situation, the entire scenario in a very logical manner, this entire situation is created, why? Because there is something called rights of admission reserved. Rights for admission reserved. Just because I have opened a restaurant does not mean that anybody can come in and I have to entertain them. This is not something that can be forced on me. So similar to this, going by the same logic, even if I have a ticketed show, some, in case if the ticketed show is having some kind of a situation, maybe technical glitch or maybe any other issue, and I'm not able to sell tickets to the people who are, demanding or who are wanting to buy those tickets, there is no illegality, there is no criminality in such. So we need to understand the system. So laws cannot be enforced at the, beck and call of a person or just because somebody is being inconvenienced. So you cannot just enforce the law without head and tail and without any logic. So here the situation is, I completely understand that people, fans, they want to go and participate in the show. But for whatever reason, there could be, malified intentions also. But nonetheless, there is no case made out. There is no case made out because it is something as simple as this. I open a restaurant. I do not like some people coming to my restaurant. I tell them straight away on the face, see, rights of admissions are reserved. I do not want you to come to my restaurant. They can't force themselves inside. So similar to this, though there is a kind of a program that has been held for general public where anybody can participate and buy. But if I'm unable to sell any tickets for whatever reason, there is no crime. There is no case. It can only be initiated by the person affected and who falls under the definition which have been made, which have been codified by the parliament, by the acts made by the parliament, not otherwise. It cannot be just, and it is not like a criminal law can be set into motion without there being a case.
Okay.
So, I understand the pains, I understand the agony, I understand the trauma, the torture, the inconvenience caused to people. But nonetheless, if you talk as a lawyer, there is no case.
All
the
right.
case,
Rizwan
if at
says
all,
there is
can
no
only
case. Apologies, I'm interrupting you because I've completely run out of time. But, like everyone else, we are watching what the investigations will hold. Abha and Rizwan, thank you so much for speaking to us. Time for us to quickly slip into a break.